There is one costly mistake that we have noticed in our grant reviews. So these are the grants that are about to be submitted, and also in the rejected grant proposals that you have perused through. Now, this mistake, I found that it is very common, and now the issue is that non-profit have no idea that this is a very costly mistake to them, because many non-profit assume that the only thing that matters in a grant proposal, so the only thing that ensures that you have a high quality grant proposal that will secure the grant opportunity is having a compelling grant proposal that will persuade the grantor, and now by doing that you end up being awarded the grant proposal. But from what we have learned from our reviews and from our research is that this is not the case. Like, having a compelling grant proposal is not enough. And this is because even if you have a compelling grant proposal, if your budget seems fishy, then it will cost you the grant opportunity. And now that is the thing that we have noticed in the rejected grant proposals and the grant proposals that we have reviewed that was about to be submitted. And this is that they lump up all their project costs into a few major expenses. So when you look at the expenses, you realize that it has only 547 major expenses, but everything is put in there. Now, what happens is that when you lump up your project costs like that, when you put expenses and now put them into a few major expenses, what happens is that it ends up costing you the grant opportunity. And this is because when the reviewer is looking at your grant, what they notice is that you don't have clarity about your project costs, don't have attention to detail, like don't bother in going deep, just want to stay on the surface area. And now the third thing is that it shows that you have not put enough effort into this particular grant proposal. Now the way that shows up to the grantor is that you don't care whether you get this grant or not. Now what happens is that if you are a non-profit and you don't care about your project and the grant opportunity in front of you, what happens is that you are the grantor sees this as not a good enough reason to award your non-profit this grant, and now end up choosing the non-profit which are putting more effort into showing a budget that clearly indicates the cost that the project will be incurring. So I am Samuel Kim, the host, and I'm Samuel Kim, the host today, and I am the CEO and founder of NK Elite. And NK Elite is an agency which is focused on two things. So the first one is fundraising, and the second one is marketing. So in fundraising, we mostly focus on grant writing. Marketing, we focus on marketing and copywriting. Now today it's all about grant writing. So every Tuesday it's all about grant writing. So now back to our budget. Back to the budget now. So how do you make your budget be a better boost for your chances of securing a grant opportunity? Now the way you do this is by breaking down your budget. And what I mean by breaking down is that you break down all major expenses of your project. You break them down into items. And now with these items now you list them in your project budget. So instead of putting only the major expenses in your project budget that will go with your grant proposal, break it down into items, into the specific items that each major expense has. Now you only list those specific items. Now when you do that now, it shows that it shows that you you are keen on securing this grant because now it shows that you have put effort into determining the costs that your project will incur. Now, when you're so clear about this is the project that a project is going to incur and this is the cost of each expense that a project will be incurring. When you are clear on that, it shows the grantor that where you are serious about this grant opportunity, and now the chances of securing the grant opportunity are very high. On the other hand, when you itemize your budget, it shows that you have attention to detail. Like, don't just hop over the surface, but you go deep and now take all the major expenses apart. And now, when you do that, now it shows that you have a very good idea about what your project is about and how to make it successful. Now, your project being successful is what matters to your chosen grantor. So it's not about just having a project, but it's about if you fund this project, will this project be successful? So that is what matters to the grantors. And now the final thing about breaking down your budget into the items of each of the major expenses is that it shows that you have clarity on every expense that your project will be incurring. Now, when you have that clarity, it shows that you are you shows that the chances of this grant like the chances of this project being successful are very high because if you know about every expense that will go into the project and now you also have a compelling grant proposal, then it means that your non-profit is the best choice for your grantor to make an impact in the world. And now that is the only thing that matters to the grantor, that if they fund your project, this project will be successful, and now in that project being successful, will be creating an impact on the course area that your grantor is focused on. So that is what I wanted to touch about today so that don't repeat this mistake in the next grant proposal that will be preparing for your grantor. So it's not just about having a compelling grant proposal. You also have to break down your budget into specific items. Now, when you do that now, it increases the chances of being awarded the grant. So remember to break down your major expenses and now list all those items into your project budget. So I'll see you next week. So this we do this every Tuesday, same time, same place. So bye bye. KPDM.